Yo! Video games.
What up, dudes, and welcome back to the YoVideogames podcast. I'm Michael Wincott.
And I'm Andrew.
Just kidding, I'm Matt.
For everyone who doesn't know who Michael Wincott is, he's an excellent actor who has a starring role in Alien Resurrection.
Really, you're going to lead with that? Not like the villain of The Crow or something like that.
He's also in The Count of Monte Cristo.
Three
a minor villain. No, we are stands for Michael Wincott, but
Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
He plays villains a lot, and actually, yeah, your voice does oddly sound very close to his voice right now.
Yeah, I blew it out this week, going screaming my ass off on Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout at Disney California Adventure.
I just have a sinus infection, so my voice is.
You sound great.
Thank you.
mine is a little like I have to intentionally I'm doing it lower just so it doesn't hurt as much. It's easier and it's more soothing to just kind of go lower than I normally talk. It's gonna sound like that.
I was gonna hurt. Yeah, don't do that. Yeah. Speaking of, it's gonna hurt. Microsoft's 2026 shaping up to be terrible.
I mean, I would say the reaction to their direct is mixed. Some people were really really liked what they saw. I think you were really happy with what you saw, Fable. I was a little disappointed
with Fable. Really?
Yeah, because it was framey.
Well, okay.
It was I was like, man, after all this time, and it's still kind of framey when they're showing footage.
Would have been the stream.
Maybe the combat also looked kind of Euro janky, and I'm a little concerned because it's Playground Games who've only done racing games, and they built a whole team to make Fable, and it's looking a little European. With
I didn't notice
some of that hit confirming and some of that sort of janky looseness on the real-time combat. I did laugh really good when he turned a dude into a chicken and then he just fucking kicked it.
I didn't notice any of the jank on the combat. The thing that got me, that was my only in the brightly lit scenes, all of the characters look like Gumby. They all look rubbery. And that was I was like, but then when we got into the other lighting, like in the city or in that foggy part, they all look fine. Otherwise, the game's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, it is Forza Horizon devs, so it's okay, they know how to make an environment look really good, and I'm still excited about that. And will I play Fable? Absolutely. And I looked at it too. PC Game Pass is only $16.50 or something.
If you're not doing the ultimate gold or whatever.
Yeah, and they get day one on PC. So I'm like, if I ever go back to Game Pass, it'll be PC Game Pass strictly. Which I don't know, if you go to their website, they hide it. There's basic, premium, ultimate, and then there's this little thing. Click here for PC option. One extra option comes up.
Yeah,
and it's a much better deal than the other ones.
When I got ultimate, it was $15 a month. When
I started, it was $15. It's now $30. It's now double, and it wasn't even that long. It's been 2 years, maybe.
Go to hell.
Yeah, go to hell.
Go to hell, Microsoft.
It increased 50% every year. Fuck that.
Yeah, but I was just I was thinking about their earnings came out. They missed. It was a bad year for them last year. I think we all knew that. Which is too bad because actually three of the games they released last year I really liked. Outer Worlds I really liked. Avowed I really liked, and Indiana Jones. All three of those came out last year, right?
Indy came out in December on Xbox, and then later on PS5. But December, dude.
Yeah. No, that's fair. I don't know. This is a thing you get when you become an old man, as I am. Now that I'm in the latter half of my 30s, time just sort of groups together
Right. Yeah.
Like I was just, I made a joke about this on a YouTube comment where I was like, yesterday was 2020. But truly, someone was all like, yeah, 6 years ago during the pandemic. And I was like, what the fuck do you mean 6 years ago? It was only 6 years ago. Like I had this real moment where I was like, oh my God. And then I immediately noticed white hairs in my beard. And I started aging very, very quickly, like that guy that drank from the wrong cup in Indiana Jones 3.
Yeah,
So
total fiscal year. Second quarter. Oh, this is only like a quarter. Well, okay. So for the last half of the year, their total gaming revenue was down 9%. Content and services revenue, Game Pass, down 5%. So it's actually not as much of a drop off as I thought when they hiked the Game Pass. I mean, people quit, but not en masse.
yeah, I mean, but it wasn't a great year for them.
Yeah, hardware revenue down 32%.
Well, no one's shocked by that. But yeah, I mean, they had Avowed, Outer Worlds, liked both. I'm trying to think of like what was their standout. What was Microsoft's standout game for you in 2025?
In 2025,
Yeah.
I mean, directly from them, I would probably say South of Midnight, even though it's not like a perfect game or anything. I thought it was really good. It hit all its notes.
No, you're right. Yeah, South of Midnight. I'm shocked that I forgot that because I really liked that too.
Yeah, because I think like Avowed and Outer Worlds are like bigger games, like bigger, just overall larger
RPG,
content. Yeah,
Western RPG style. Yeah,
and they've got more content, more kind of like probably more put into them. But I think South of Midnight being this sort of like very perfectly realized 10-hour linear platformer action game with a really cool story, really, really good music. I was like, yeah, this really hits. Doom: The Dark Ages was okay. It was pretty good.
that's another one. So I don't have any real complaints about Doom: The Dark Ages, but it is something that I ended up forgetting. Like I moved on very fast from it.
Yeah, it was fine, and then it was done.
Not to throw a zinger out and like punch down on it, but that's actually sort of what I feel like about High Guard. What I was trying to like express earlier is like the little that I've played and the little that I've watched of it, everything about it is good. It's solid. It's tight. I just like there's nothing about it that makes me want to go like, oh, or like I'm trying to force you to get on it,
Yeah.
And that's what I feel about Doom: The Dark. Like I feel like I'm going to forget about High Guard faster than I want to admit. I don't know. I'm going to play it more. I want to give it a chance because the gunplay is actually very tight. It's very good, but
yeah,
the level designs, there's stuff. But anyway, Microsoft are they going to have an equally rough 2026?
They're going to have a worse 2026 because, I mean, I feel like even with that direct from last week, they're still going to be slipping. They're just slipping further into relevancy. I mean, they are a third party. I forget what game it was. I think it was Forza, where they said like it'll be a little after because it's like May 22nd or something for Xbox and PC for Forza, and they're like PS5 will come after. And I think that, I mean, they already said it's coming to PS5. But
yeah, I played Outer Worlds on PS5 and
Fable and Beast didn't get an actual date. They just got a summer fall, like God, what was spring? I thought something was spring. I think Kiln was spring, and then it was like summer for Beast of Reincarnation and autumn for Fable.
Yeah,
they don't have a month. They don't have a day. They're
all
all
October, November for
Fable.
So
they're all going to come out on PS5. They didn't say if there would be like a bump between the release dates. The only one they did say was that PS5 would be later for Forza, and I think that's probably just because like by the time Microsoft went full bore third party, development was probably so far along already on Xbox, PC that they're like, well, sure, we'll do it, but it's going to be like Indiana Jones. We'll have to get to it afterwards. Not too surprising, but I think eventually, and Phil's even commented about it, where it's like it's going to start being day and date on everything eventually. Except apparently Switch 2. They still haven't committed almost anything to Switch 2, which is weird.
Which is, well, I wonder if it's harder to optimize for Switch 2.
You know, the weird thing is that we're hearing from a lot of people it's really not that big of a deal. Because, I mean, they have a Series S, right?
Right.
The low grade. And then the Switch 2 is kind of in spitting distance of a Series S.
Weaker or stronger than
Just
Series
under.
S? Just under.
Yeah, just under a Series S. And it can kind of make up for it with some of its DLSS stuff. So it's kind of like this weird thing where I think they announced officially like Indiana Jones is coming to Switch 2 at some point. But it's weird to me that they're not doing like full commitment when like, okay, like there will be a Series S version of Fable and Forza and whatever. But they didn't say anything about a Switch 2 version of anything. And I wonder if maybe Nintendo's saving it for a direct where it's like they want to have a segment like, here's a bunch of Microsoft games coming to Switch 2 soon. You know, like, and then they say like, you know, Fable and so 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 is all going to be on Switch 2 eventually. Cool. Like Doom the Dark Ages is rumored and, you know, what have you. So
part of me wants to mourn the death of Microsoft or Xbox as its own, as a first party. But then another part of me is like, I don't know. They did it themselves. Like they didn't have to. I don't. You can't really get sad about someone digging their own grave, I guess.
It should have. What should have been. What would have made it sad would have been if Microsoft was like 100% committed to keeping all their game studios open, keeping all of them going, and then one day, you know, Microsoft, you know, pop-up Microsoft, Satya Nadella comes in and says, "We're shutting down Xbox. You're too expensive. Go." Everyone's fired. Like if they were like holding on to everyone until the bitter end, you know, we all go together or none of us go. We're not going to do this like slowly bleeding out, cutting off like limbs of us. Then I would be sad. But I'm not sad because they merged with Activision, or they bought Activision.
And then immediately started cutting everyone because they
gutted
were
them
losing money.
Gutted them within a few months. Just started gutting thousands of people. So it's kind of like, fuck you. You know, like I don't feel bad for you. It's like we built up this team. We spent years, you know, building a studio and then building a prototype for Perfect Dark, and then we just decided to cancel it. And I get it. Things shouldn't take that long. But again, that's more of a project management thing. Like fire the project manager. Don't lay off the whole freaking studio. You know, Tango Gameworks, getting rid of all of Tango, getting rid of all of Arcane Austin and stuff like after Redfall and stuff. It's like, if you had committed to keeping your people around and keeping them making product and then waited until they were all gone, sure, then I would have respect for Microsoft. You know, because if the position of Phil or Matt Booty or Sarabon or whoever was that we're Microsoft, we could weather this storm. We should be the most safe and secure publisher on the planet. Like, because no matter what, we're Microsoft. We're making money hand over fist. There's no reason to get rid of any of us. And they stuck to their guns until they were fucking fired for it. I would have respect for them. But it's like at this point, it's like all they've done is just slowly bleed shit out, you know, year after year. And then of course all the project management issues with all those games they've having for years as well. So it's like, yeah, I feel bad for the devs getting gutted and whatever, but like Microsoft as a whole, I'm like, is it sad to see Microsoft go? Hell no. It's not like Sega at all. You know, it's like, oh, well, you guys are kind of, I mean, Sega just ran out of money. You know, Sega went into debt and all that. Microsoft is just kind of like, Microsoft's still rich. Microsoft's still powerful. Microsoft still doesn't need to gut any of these people. Microsoft just does.
Yeah. Are we going to wake up a day and they're just going to announce that they're closing all their gaming division? Because gaming is still highly profitable.
I don't think it's that far off, honestly.
But I think it's such a profitable entertainment section.
More than likely, I think Microsoft might just like revert into a PC only third-party publisher. I think that's like the future of Microsoft and Xbox at this point. Is just they won't even sell consoles. they'll maybe have like a really high end luxury Steam machine equivalent that runs on Windows 11. Yay. That is just a PC in a box. And all their stuff will come out on Sony and Nintendo when it can, and PC, and that's just going to be it. And then Xbox will be a brand, more of a publisher's brand than a first party system brand.
Given that PS6 is definitely not coming out for a few years now, part of me is I was musing this. I don't think that this is realistic, but it was a interesting musing. Like the idea that maybe all the first parties will stop. Well, I mean, Nintendo never will, but say Sony might also be like, well, we're just not going to make consoles anymore. We'll make games for PC and whatever handhelds are out there, kind of thing.
It's yeah,
Steam
Nintendo's
machine.
Nintendo's the weird one because like they're gonna ride high on the Switch 2 for at least another 8 years or something, right?
Probably, yeah.
So the thing that when we start getting into the early 2030s, Nintendo's going to have to probably have this weird moment of like, what do we do? Because they've done hybrid, they've done the hybrid thing twice now. You know, it's going to be interesting where it's like, well, what does Nintendo do to stand out, to be different? And I don't know, because I wager in 10 years time in the mid to late 2030s, somewhere around there, I think Nintendo will put out its own PC launcher. Like, I think they won't go the Steam route. They'll put out their own store and launcher on the PC in about 10 years because they're going to get to a point where even they can't justify the cost of development, even for their low end stuff any longer, and have it sell on a single closed ecosystem. I think they're gonna people were like, they'll never go mobile. They went mobile for a little while. They kind of pulled back on that because I think mobile gaming isn't quite in America, and even in Japan, mobile's dying. Like, not dying, mobile's slipping in Japan just because now the mobile sector is like, if you're not spending $100 million on a really premium mobile product, like what are you doing? Because everything in mobile gaming is free to play, and China pretty much figured this out like perfectly. China and Korea are going to be they're willing to spend huge amounts of money, big dollars, on free ass mobile games that are really high graphics, high fidelity, high polish, and willing to put them out. And they're reaping all the rewards. Nobody cares about your JPEG farm, anymore in Japan. So yeah, Nintendo did go mobile for a little bit, but I think it'll happen PC, and it's not going to be Mario. It's not going to be Zelda. It's not even going to be Animal Crossing. It'll be Metroid, and Fire Emblem and Xenoblade. These will be like your PC games, like Astral Chain, stuff like that. They'll be very core gamery games, and they'll be very selective about it, and it'll be on a PC launcher in like 10 years.
Do you think they don't let you buy the game unless you're buying it for their console? Like, you can subscribe to their PC thing and play the games on PC?
You're definitely going to need to like have a account. And it has to go through the launcher, and it'll be like the most draconian, but also probably the most exploitable DRM. Like, they'll have this crazy DRM check for everything, but it'll also be something that's so dumb and old and exploitable for those who want to, because that's how they operate.
They are perpetually 20 years behind.
Yeah, because I mean, they're going to be selling you single player games that are going to like DRM check every 5 minutes or whatever. They'll have to be online or something. Yeah, this will be Nintendo's caveat, if you will, but I think that's going to happen. But that's actually an interesting question, because that brings up the point of game preservation.
Yeah.
So this week they had a big breakdown trailer for the Virtual Boy, and here's the launch games, here's the games after launch. And the really interesting thing was that they're going to release 2 games later this year for Virtual Boy that didn't come out, like Zero Racers and this other really cool like platformer, like a jumping flash looking game. My mind is blanking on what it's called, but yeah, Zero Racers is an F-Zero game for the Virtual Boy that got canned because the Virtual Boy died so fast. So we're going to get 2 unreleased games coming to the Virtual Boy. That's really cool.
They're bringing the Virtual Boy back to die again.
To die again. Now it's very fucking weird because you need either the cardboard headset or the full Virtual Boy stand that they're going to sell for $100. They also announced that there's going to be a way to change the color on it, but only if you have the $100 headset.
It's still going to be like only one color, right?
One color, correct?
Right. Okay.
Yeah, but you can only do that on the $100 headset. It's only going to be available on that one. The cardboard won't be able to do it. So super lame. But
and you don't get to own any of these games anyway, so it's like
correct. And that's where it's like this is really cool, but it's also like, oh, we don't actually own this because we're just subscribing to a service, and then when we unsubscribe, we lose access to those games. And when Nintendo inevitably shuts it down, we lose those games anyways. I hope hackers, I hope they can find some way to pull these ROMs and preserve them for these unreleased games, because as much as I enjoy NSO, we should have the ability to buy it. Like we should, that option should be in there.
well, okay, but especially when you're going to spend $100 on the Virtual Boy, and then when they inevitably stop supporting Virtual Boy again, it becomes a desk ornament.
Pretty much, yes.
Like that sucks so bad. I don't even know how you would. So when you play the Virtual Boy, does it download the game onto the Virtual Boy, or is it stream the game to the Virtual Boy?
I don't know. You're sticking your console in the Virtual. My Switch 2's over there, so I'll
use.
Oh
yeah, right. You're switching. You're putting your console into it.
Yeah, like I think you take. Oh yeah, this is a Switch one. Sorry. So you're gonna take your console, like
Right.
So I'm holding up a Switch. I took the Joy-Cons out. This is a Switch OLED. My Switch 2's out of reach, and you're literally just gonna like put this thing just into the plastic, right?
Right, and then you look into the goggles.
Or you're gonna put it into the top of the Virtual Boy. Like you load it like it's a big cartridge, and then the screens are just two screens looking at the left and right side of the Switch 1 or the Switch 2. Works on both Switches, by the way. And then there's a cardboard thing where you just put it in this little cardboard sleeve, and then again, it just has these lenses looking at the screen of your Switch 1 or Switch 2.
Right, and it's desktop, right? If I remember correctly.
Desktop
it sits on your desktop and you lean and look in, or you wear it.
Oh, if you have the $100 one, yeah. The cardboard one, I don't know what they expect you to do. I think they do expect you to just put it on a desk and look at it through that.
It's going to be wild. The thing is part of me still, even now, is like, it is a cool idea.
It's kind of it's nice. It's a neat curio, but I have no idea why they're forcing you to buy a headset to play it on. Like I get it. Virtual Boy's gimmick was 3D, right? But I'm like, you could play this in 2D and it won't. Obviously, you'll have some depth perception issues, but it's like as much as the 3DS had.
Yeah, and it was fake 3D. It wasn't like it was like actual 3D.
Right. It's just left eye, right eye. It's stereoscopic, like like it's parallax basically.
So you could make that 2D fairly easily.
Yeah, and the footage they showed in the trailer on YouTube is 2D, so
wild. So eventually Nintendo goes with an online shop for PC and stuff, maybe. But I can't imagine, because all these online storefronts, a bunch of them are going to close down eventually. I don't know how much longer they have, but like they're going to close down. Epic will be around forever because Fortnite will be around forever, it seems like.
I don't know how long they're going to keep the facade, like the farce that is Epic Game Store, up and running, personally.
You could hope not very long, because Epic Game Store is one of the worst stores.
Yeah, I mean, I hope GOG sticks around, since they're very anti-DRM and everyone likes GOG, and GOG is all about game preservation. So I am very cool with GOG. I don't even use GOG, but like I'm cool with them existing because they're very much about preservation. No stupid DRM.
I don't think I've ever used GOG.
Yeah, I probably should. I feel like I should because they do all they do all the right things. You know, like they take community feedback and they go and if like people really want a game on PC, they'll go and find some obscure, usually some obscure Korean PC release from 30 years ago, and then find a way to like make that run on modern day Windows.
Amazing.
Yeah,
It's
they
sick in the
do.
head, but it's amazing.
Yeah, they do God's work. So for preservation, because yeah, like the old. I mean, maybe it's just because I'm an old fart. Um, but like the older I get, the more I value the preservation aspect. And it's funny because a lot of people are like physical ride or die, and I don't even do physical anymore. I do download. Like I am downloading most of the time now, just because I'm a streamer and I have to because I get the game
Faster.
downloaded way a day ahead of time streaming. So like I literally can't afford. And if you're a PC gamer, what the fuck is physical? So,
They don't even sell disk drives with PCs now.
nope,
Like
no, they do not.
I tried
No,
to when I was building this PC, I couldn't find a case that allowed for disk drives.
no, you got to go external.
I was like, well, I have a disk drive. I have a Blu-ray disk drive from one of my older PCs.
But it's not an external disk drive, is it? That's
Nope.
how you have to do it. You have to do external disk drives, and even then, they're really cheap. But it's also like, what the fuck is this? Ain't no one
it's the
uses.
worst. The worst. It feels like all technology is being shitified.
Yeah, well, sure. I mean, because it is, but yeah, like just thinking about that though, it's like it's so cool to have new games or old games that weren't released come to life, but also then the sort of realization that you don't even own, you still don't own it. We're not going to own that. We're just going to be allowed to play these unreleased games.
Yeah, well, I wonder how much of the niche, like how many people do you think are going to buy a Virtual Boy in the first place?
Man, I don't know. You know what? Let's do a little experiment while we're live here, and let's see if you can still pre-order the headsets on their website. Let's see if that is still available. It's doing its loading thing, figuring it out.
Well, did they have a set number of headsets that you could pre-order, or is it like it just feels like are they going to clear 1 million units?
That's the funny thing. Yeah, and by the way, yes, you can still get the expensive one. That is still a thing. That's possible, and the $25 one is also still available to purchase, pre-purchase. It looks so stupid. My God, you hold it up, the Joy-Cons like this.
Yeah.
You hold the Joy-Cons on the side, and you just hold this thing against your head,
against your face. Yeah,
bracing with the Joy-Cons on this. It looks so fucking dumb.
So it's like if you really want to play the games, you're not gonna get to keep these things. You buy the $25 one, you make a crappy little stand for it. You play the games you want, and then you get rid of the whole thing. And
you know what I didn't realize, and this actually annoys me greatly. They don't actually have the Virtual Boy controller with the unit. You're just going to use your fucking Joy-Cons or your Pro controller. With the $100 one, the $100 one doesn't have the Virtual Boy controller.
Yeah, they're not going to rebuild the controller.
That sucks. The weird 2D pad thing. Oh man. Oh, these guys.
No, because this. I think this is gonna last a year or two.
Yeah.
And then it's just never gonna get talked about again. I wouldn't be surprised. When does this release?
It's like 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah, so it's like I wouldn't be surprised if this is like a drop ship deal. Like they didn't even manufacture. Like they just, if you order it, they make one for you and they send it to you, and it just accidentally gets delayed.
Weird. You may not even be able to use your Pro controller. It actually says like requires the Joy-Cons. Ugh. Oh man, no.
Right, but the $100 one at least has a stand, right?
It does. Oh man, this looks like shit. Cardboard. They call it the cardboard model. I guess. Ugh.
Gross.
Gross.
So gross.
This is so dumb. Oh my
I mean,
god.
Labo was more popular than I expected, so perhaps this. I ridiculed Labo.
Labo died though. Labo did not go over well.
Yeah, but a lot of people loved that thing.
I don't know about a lot. That's probably being a little more generous to that than you need to be.
A very vocal group of people loved that thing.
Labo died. Labo died hard.
Because I made fun of that thing and then had like a very vocal group.
Let's talk about some
It's great for
other
kids. Kids love it.
No, kids didn't give a shit.
Your
There's
dog
a
loves it.
couple other collections that got announced last 2 days, yesterday, today, and they were kind of interesting. So, do you remember the Disney Afternoon collection?
Yeah, this is the Darkwing Duck and
Yeah, DuckTales, DuckTales 2,
yeah.
So they announced it's coming to at the end of next month of February to Switch 1 and 2, but they're adding Goof Troop and Bonkers to it. And it's like the Capcom Bonkers, not the Sega Genesis Bonkers, from what I understand. And it's weird because Atari's publishing it, even though it is Capcom Games. Like
I
they're
don't
going.
know which Bonkers I played. Maybe I didn't play Bonkers. No, it must have been the Genesis one that I played.
There was to me, I was like, oh, they got the Genesis Bonkers on here. I forgot that I literally forgot there was a SNES one. I think by Capcom, super obscure, and I guess Marsupilami also obscure. They can go, eat sand. I guess. Because this is definitely not the Genesis, because Sega made the Genesis Bonkers. This is the Capcom Super NES Bonkers. Which I think I maybe saw this at a KB Toys once. I forgot this existed. But anyways, Goof Troop. That's kind of cool because like Goof Troop and certainly Bonkers have never been re-released outside of this. Not on any Virtual Boy or Virtual Console. Any collection. They've kind of been lost to time, right? Oh, that's great. I'm glad Atari and Digital Eclipse made this deal happen. It kind of sucks for myself and others who years ago we bought the Disney Afternoon collection from Capcom.
Mm-hmm.
And this is our PS4 versions are not getting updated with the new games. From what I can tell right now, this is a straight up Switch exclusive. So we're going to have to buy a whole new one of the collection. But you know what? They're tempting me to buy the physical because it is a physical cartridge. 1 and 2, both of them will be all games on cartridge. They're coming with Pogs. So
what?
Yeah, the physical versions are going to come with Pogs and stickers and a bunch of stuff. And I'm like, damn it.
Okay. So when I was back visiting my parents in I guess November now, my mom was like, "Oh, and I found this tube." And I was like, "Oh, a tube of what?" I suddenly was like, "Oh my god, did I leave lube? Did I leave lube when I moved out years ago?" No, just Pogs. Just like a tube of Pogs, like a bunch of slammers and Pogs. And I was trying to remember how to play Pogs. I can't remember how to play the game.
I actually forgot to. I forgot too because you're supposed to slam it down. You take the slammer and you slam on the stack, and then the ones that fall off, it's how they land is how you collect.
Yeah. I remember it being kind of like Jack's.
It's almost a little like Jack's. So yeah.
The thing is, people are collecting Pogs now, kind of like how Pokemon card collecting had an upsurge in the last few years, but Pogs? Are there valuable Pogs? That's wild. That's because that was big in the 90s, right? That was I remember going to school.
Dude, it was come and gone in a flash.
Yeah, it was 1 year that Pogs were the shit.
Yeah.
And I remember being on the blacktop at school and kids slamming their Pogs and beating the ever living shit out of their Pogs. And me being like, well, I'm not going to do that with my Pogs. I'm not going to put it on the blacktop.
Yeah. Right.
As though,
get the slammers. You wanted to keep the Pogs. You wanted to keep in good condition, man.
Yeah, the Pogs are made of cardboard. You don't know how beat up those Pogs can get. I had a slammer that was like a rounded skull. It was pretty hardcore for a
Yeah.
9-year-old. I don't know.
Well, they call them. The funny thing is that I think the name is copywritten or something. Because
Pogs.
yeah, it says 2 sticker sheets, 3 collectible cards, 8 retro milk caps. So for those who don't know, and this has been so weird because I'm so old. I had to explain to my wife what Pogs were because she was like, "What the fuck is Pogs?" And I'm like, "What? You don't know Pogs?" And it's like, "Yeah, okay, yeah," because they were like you said, Pogs was literally popular for like a year, and then it was gone.
The iconic 1990 schoolyard game originated from Hawaii in the 1920s, based
Yeah.
on the Japanese game Menko. Wow. Later reviving in the early 90s when a teacher used Haleakala Dairy's passion fruit orange guava juice caps to teach math. You stack, slam, and flip these collectible cardboard discs to win them, often for keeps. Yeah.
Yep. Pogs. So yeah. Disney Afternoon Collection. Hey, that's pretty cool. I'm tempted because it's a physical cartridge that's going to have all the games on there. And then Limited Run announced yesterday, and this is like where I'm like, oh my God, why? A Ren and Stimpy video game collection. And I'm like, all of those games were fucking terrible, weren't they? And they were. And the one that like kind of like wasn't terrible is not even in the collection that they're releasing.
Is somebody working there just like the 90s, man?
Right?
Or especially early 90s?
Yeah, Happy Joy collection stand. Yeah, and it doesn't even have the quote unquote good games. It has Ren and Stimpy show that has what was it called? Space Cadet Adventures for Game Boy, Vidiots, Game Boy and SNES Genesis, Buckaroos, 8-bit and 16-bit, Time Warp 16-bit, and Fire Dog 16-bit.
There's a collector's edition that's $109. That comes
For
with
Ren and
like
Stimpy?
Yeah, for the Happy Joy collection.
Oh man.
There's 5 trading cards, VHS slip case, and VHS tape box.
You can get the
6
VHS
crazy
too.
caps.
Oh,
Steel case, acrylic standee diorama, and a CD soundtrack.
good God.
And there's also a mini cartridge replica collection.
Oh wow! See, I can't find the super expensive one of that. I can see this. There's a $70 one if you just want the VHS tape.
Here's an image of what comes in the collector's edition.
Oh my God! Jesus! Wow. Okay, it's like fucking everything. And Ren and Stimpy. Now nothing says Ren and Stimpy. Nothing says early '90s like Ren and Stimpy. Which we.
It was like it was very edgy.
I mean, when your creator's trying to have sex with a 15-year-old.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I guess edginess comes with the territory, John K. Oh my God.
The main thing I remember about Ren and Stimpy, and especially animation from the time, you know how they would it would do a zoom in on something gross like belly button lint, or like hairs on an arm, or like a character would have like really hairy, grody legs, like that kind of thing. Like that's mostly what I remember.
That carried on into SpongeBob.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean that's style.
And Flapjack. Yeah. The Spumco style. So, but what angers me about it a little bit is because these were really shitty games. These were like early THQ, awful licensed Garbo games.
Yeah.
And I feel so annoyed how I'm living in this world, and I've even literally had Digital Eclipse, like the primary account and the personal account of like one of the directors, like and retweet me when I'm like, I would love a Tiny Toon Adventures collection. There were 10 Tiny Toon Adventure games by Konami on the NES, Game Boy, Super NES, and Genesis, like 8 and 16-bit. Like there are 10 of them. perfect amount for like a collection of old games that are not hard to emulate at all. Again, SNES, Genesis, NES, Game Boy. And that's never been a thing because that show was so buried by fucking Animaniacs that people collectively forgot that show existed. And they only made one Animaniacs game. There were two. Well, they made two technically because there was Genesis and SNES, and they were different. They were different games, but they were both made by. But like Japan was just did not care about Animaniacs, probably because the humor was way too insular Hollywood. And
Yeah, it was hyper. Like if you weren't from the film town, like if you didn't or weren't like a movie kid,
yeah,
I don't know how you understood any of the humor in that.
exactly. Yeah, and Tiny Toons was a little more open, free form. So Japan really liked Tiny Toons. They did not like Animaniacs, and I was the same way growing up. So worked out for me because I was a gamer, and I'll take 10 Tiny Toon games to your one Animaniac game. But yeah, Digital Eclipse is like we would love to do it. We would love to, but like apparently Warner Brothers is now especially, but like even at the time, like a couple of years ago, Warner Brothers was just kind of like uninterested.
Yeah, they don't like money.
Yeah, and they finally
to not like
yeah,
money.
and they finally did a Mortal Kombat collection, but it had problems on release. Because nobody said it. It's not been no one said why, but it feels like that game was rushed to come out with that Mortal Kombat movie.
Well,
the Carl Urban one that got delayed anyways.
Yeah, and the project manager that they hired for that was just 6 kids in a trench coat, it turns out, because they don't vet anybody at WB.
Oh my God.
It's just whoever the lowest bidder is, I guess.
And now we're in this really fucked up world where WB Games is going to be bought by Netflix now. And Netflix Netflix doesn't give a fuck about WB Games. They literally said when asked about how much of the value in the purchase is attributed to WB Games, they said we didn't think about it. We attributed no value was attributed to WB Games. We didn't even think about it in the purchase. So I'm like, oh boy, you should be scared out of your wits then for that. If you work for a studio that's owned by WB Games, that's probably the worst fucking thing you can ever hear from the person buying you.
Or if you're a fan of any WB Games.
Yeah, so Mortal Kombat. Yeah, goodbye Mortal Kombat. Goodbye Harry Potter with that Hogwarts Legacy game, which just made $1 billion. Goodbye Batman Arkham games, shit like that. Like, this industry's so fucked.
Entertainment industry across the board, even if you don't separate gaming from it, the entertainment industry is fucked right now.
Yeah, that's true.
Real problem. Although, hey, if you're a screenwriter out there, for the first time in nearly 2 decades, spec scripts are getting bought up like crazy right now. So, polish up them spec scripts, get them out there.
Speaking of like scripts and whatever, can Max brought up an interesting point on stream, and I don't feel like we got to talk about it enough. And I was like, are you excited for He-Man? And I'm like, I think He-Man's pushing the boomer nostalgia bait, like maybe to its extreme limits a bit. What I mean is is He-Man too old, to be a big successful franchise? Because obviously it's being made because of nostalgia cash grab 80s franchise, right? But like it's an old 80s franchise. It's early 80s.
Sometimes I think the memes from He-Man keep it alive.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
But even when I was a kid, He-Man was old.
Right. Okay. And some people are like, are you kidding? They're perfect. Like, no. I'm like people thought I was insane for insinuating that like people are like 45, 50 who watched He-Man.
Yeah.
And they're like, I'm like, are they the prime? Like, yes, they are. They're the main movie goers. I'm like, no, they're not. Like, what?
They could be, I guess. I don't know. I think they are the prime people in charge of picking what gets made now. The 45, 50-year-olds. Gen X is kind of now in the driver's seat in a lot of the entertainment industry. Just over the last few years.
Think about.
Yeah, so it's like, the things that they want to reference and get made are getting made, and so maybe there's a Gen X nostalgia for He-Man that You know, some of our Gen X friends would have been 10 years old when He-Man came on.
I guess it's not as old as I thought, but like it first came out in 1983.
Yeah, so
So
we would have. So some Gen Xers
that's
would have
still
been like
it's
7 or 8.
right. I'm like still older than me. So
Yeah,
I'm just sitting here thinking, like, bro, you needed not only is the show older than me, I mean, like, you needed to be 6 to 11 in 83, which means you would need to be in your late 40s, early 50s at this point to be the prime age that He-Man was targeting when it first aired. So He-Man nostalgia to me is like you are going after the fucking 50-year-old crowd. And I'm like, is this too? I'm like, it's older than Transformers, you know, it's older than a lot of things, I guess. I mean, on the other hand, you know, Star Wars and Indiana Jones are older than He-Man, but they've also
they were still culturally relevant.
right, and they were still making movies for, you know, He-Man kind of went through like, okay, we're not really making anything for like a decade, you know, and then they'll do a new show and then a new show another decade
Yeah,
later after that.
when I was a kid, I remember like preschool, kindergarten, up to like maybe 3rd grade, He-Man reruns would be what we'd watch at my like grandma's house after school. You know, like there'd be He-Man and various other stuff that would come on before like SWAT Cats and the things we were
Yeah.
actually wanting to watch. I don't know. Did the Thundercats stuff? Because they did re-release stuff of Thundercats.
I don't know whatever happened because I think they were also talking about making a big old He-Man.
Did Thundercats kill it? Because Thundercats is the same age as He-Man, isn't it?
It's up there, man. Thundercats is also like
I
old as dirt.
Yeah, He-Man's one of those things where it's like I don't know anyone my age or younger that really loves
Thundercats is a little more recent, 85.
Right. So this is same era where like they thought the distant future fantasy everybody be wearing like bondage gear. Yeah, like yeah, I don't know. That's a weird one because He-Man's not bad, but it was cheesy even for its time.
Right, yeah.
Skeletor being played by Jared Leto is so good. Because Skeletor is well, maybe I'm misremembering because Skeletor's kind of a shitty villain.
Right, yeah.
Like the best things about He-Man are the memes currently.
Right. And Idris Elba is like Man at Arms or something.
Yeah. What is with Hollywood and like recasting redheads? Like they just don't cast redheads anymore.
I don't know.
Because isn't Man at Arms another like redheaded dude?
He had a mustache. I know that. That's all I remember. But unless you're talking about like redheaded women, I'm like, I think Amber Heard scared them all away.
Oh no, man. Yeah, okay. No, I thought Man at Arms was like a ginger dude. Oh yeah, he is a ginger dude, and he wears that weird helmet.
Yeah, and I think that's who Idris Elba's playing.
Are they gonna have Idris Elba wear this fucking outfit?
I don't think he's. I mean, you can see the trailer because the trailer came out for it, which is why I'm even bringing this up was because of the trailer. But
he's not wearing this in the trailer, right? He's wearing like a brown coat or something like that.
I think so, something like that. I don't know.
Costume design in the 80s was just like
it was so much like weird, like sword and sandal bondage gear.
Yeah. God. But yeah, he was like a ginger dude. Although in some of the drawings he's just like a brunette. So maybe it's just like the colorization and stuff.
Well, because I mean we only see his mustache, but
in the toys he's blonde.
That makes sense.
I don't know. It doesn't really matter. It's just like a weird thing. Yeah, I don't know how He-Man. But also, I was sort of amazed that She-Ra did as well as it did. Because She-Ra's fairly old too, isn't it?
Yeah, she's a spinoff. It's a spinoff from it, like probably a year later or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, it was from 1985. long
85
lost
on
twin sister of He-Man.
Medora. Right.
So I bet you She-Ra is She-Ra's success is the reason why He-Man's getting made.
I mean, it feels like there's been like some weird concentrated effort. I think Hasbro owns it or something to try to like make this a thing.
Because they're hoping to sell some toys.
Because again, there is a beat 'em up coming out. There's another one of a Golden Axe style beat 'em up that was announced last year. I don't think it's out yet, but like it's based on the '80s one specifically. I don't know. Like the game got announced, it looked okay, but Dragon Pearl of Destruction, retro inspired 2D brawler, released on 26 on PC, Switch, PlayStation, Xbox. Bitmap Bureau, posted by limited run, another limited run games. Yep.
It's gonna
It
be
looks okay. It looks like a decent beat 'em up. We'll have to see how it all shakes out. But again, I'm very much in one of those like, bro, is this going too far back? How far back is too far back? Because I remember, and the movie was actually pretty solid. Gore Verbinski's a solid director. Remember he did Lone Ranger?
Yeah.
And it kind of flopped. I was like,
Which
it was
is
too
too
old.
bad because it was actually kind of a fun movie.
It was a good movie. It was too long. You could have cut out like at least a half hour out of the middle.
Unfortunately, that's true of most blockbusters of the last 10, 15 years even.
Right. But it was a good movie otherwise. It was actually a pretty good movie.
Yeah. Army Hammer is a very charismatic cannibal.
Yeah, when he's not eating people.
Yeah.
Yep.
Does his best.
That's gotta be it. There's your another. We're so mean to Hollywood in this episode.
I'm not mean to. I think his whole deal got blown way out of proportion from the stuff that I saw. I do think it's sort of crazy to find out that he's the heir to Arm and Hammer.
Huh.
His grandfather is Armand Hammer.
Jesus.
And so he's like he's a billionaire's heir or something like that.
He uses Arm and Hammer in his cleanup of his eating rituals.
I'm gonna eat you. I don't know. I think his weird vor kink got blown out of proportion into he's an actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf. But also I don't know this man. Maybe he is actually a cannibal. he's what all the conspiracy theories warn Hollywood is. He's out there fucking eating people.
That was the weirdest thing. Like, what if maybe he just got maybe someone slipped him some bath salts instead of the usual cocaine. But yeah, Lone Ranger didn't do well, and I'm like, it's too old. It was too old. That was all kidding aside, that was a boomer era show. Lone Ranger is boomer stuff.
No, that's like if they make a Gunsmoke movie.
Right. Which my ancient ass father would watch, sure, but
yeah. But that's another one of those, we're going to grandma's house, we're gonna watch fucking Gunsmoke.
We're watching Gunsmoke and Bonanza.
Bonanza and what's the Your Wagons? Hitch Your Wagons?
Paint Your Wagon? That's a
Paint
movie.
Your Wagon.
That's a musical.
Yeah, that's
a great movie. That's a comedy though. It's not even
but
Western.
That's another one of those ones we're going over to grandma's house. You're gonna watch Paint Your Wagon or something like that.
If grandma's showing you Paint Your Wagon, I would actually have questions about grandma, because that's the movie that's about
grandma showed me
about polygamy and gamblers and
yeah, I watched way too many movies as a kid that I should not have been watching. My God. I don't remember exactly how old I was, way too young. There's this old English sitcom called Are You Being Served?
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah. And half of it is
my grandma watched that.
Yeah, my grandma watched that all the time, watched it religiously. And I would be up at 1 a.m. watching it with her. And the jokes in that show were not something that a 7-year-old should be watching.
Damn.
7 or an 8-year-old. It just
that was
wild.
The weird or the weird grandma a guilty pleasure show. Apparently.
Yeah, I don't know why we watched that. There was a couple other British sitcoms that my grandma really loved that we'd watch, but You know, it's also like being a kid and watching MASH, and then growing up and rewatching MASH and being like, "This is way too dark for a kid to watch." Like, what are we doing?
It depends on if it's the later seasons where Alan Alda got into control of production, and nobody wants to hear about that on podcast.
All right, final thought on game preservation and how it's going away. It's disappearing.
It's like, okay, we live in an era where we have companies that are interested in game preservation. Like Digital Clips does good work. Atari's doing good work. Especially if you've seen some of those Atari collections, like the Tetris collection, the Jeff Minter collection, even the Mortal Kombat. Like the emulation is not good on those, but because they put documentaries, they film documentaries and put them in there. And they have all these supplemental materials, and they're kind of doing that a little bit with the Switch version of Disney Afternoon, and that's really cool. And that's actually what I really want to see. Limited run, they give you a lot of crap, you know, if you want to pre-order their big bundles, but it's like, you know, it comes out a year after you pre-order it. You know, it takes forever. They're notoriously slow. They're notoriously kind of like not great at customer service. The idea of, and it's funny because Amazon owns them now, I think, but it's like the idea of limited run is so much better than the execution that is limited run. And I've gotten stuff from limited run. I've gotten it and it's been fine, but it's also been like, I forgot I ordered it. It was so long ago by the time it comes in. So part of me is just like, well, the thing is like they don't, because they're dealing with such niche shit that they only manufacture the number of pre-orders they get. Maybe like a little more. So like they only manufacture what they actually get orders in. So they wait till they've done like a window to pre-order, right? And they close it, say like, I don't know, a week, a month, whatever it is. And then they go, how many pre-orders do we get? Okay, we got this many thousands of pre-orders. Well, that's all we're making. Rounded it up to the nearest, you know, whatever number. So that's all they order from the manufacturing. So, and because they don't manufacture anything until they've received all their pre-orders and all their money, it's kind of like money up front, and then I'll go and make it. And that kind of sucks. But
yeah, that's also what I think they're going to do with the Virtual Boy. What Nintendo's doing with the Virtual Boy.
Maybe.
That's what it feels like.
It's weird because, I mean, they still have them up for pre-orders. I'm still debating if I want to do it because I do want to play, but I can't stream it. There's no way to stream Virtual Boy. You have to put it inside, you know, the thing, so it can't actually stream a signal out while playing.
Yeah, you just do it. You just do it like how you did for the Naughty America thing at E3. You just put it on your face and describe to people what it is, you know? Just really love it. Just you in full screen, and people will watch you stream it that way.
Yeah, that thing was so nasty. God, what E3 was that? 2019 or 2018 or 2019?
I think it was 2018.
2018, maybe 2018 or 2019. Maybe
it was earlier. The year that Red was there with their phone. What year was that?
Red?
Yeah, Red Cinema. The cinema cameras. They make really high-end cinema cameras.
Yeah.
And they were there with their phone, and they had like a trailer. That. I think it was that same year.
But anyways, yeah, Naughty America had a VR booth.
Yeah.
There's this little booth for VR. They're like, you want to try it? I'm like, sure. And I'm like, duh. And it was just that, okay, like, whatever, man. It was the nastiest shit because at first it was just like, oh, you're just like a POV of a dude sitting in like at a pool chair or whatever, right? And like some chicks come up and wiggle their tits or whatever, right? And you're like, okay, I guess I get what this thing is, but you know. And then because it was just a little trailer, and they would like montage to different things, but it was just like, for some reason, this must be a kink somewhere. I don't know. It's not mine, but I was like, ugh. It was the anal beads. Like they had the camera like right up on this, right up on the side of this woman's butthole, and they're just pulling the anal beads out one at a time, like. Blop, blop.
Well, that's if you went like a couple down, they have a smell-o-vision one too. So.
Right, the smell-o-vision one. It was like it was like but they're like, oh, but it's 3D, man. You're looking right up this. And like it didn't even matter. It could have been a guy's butthole. You wouldn't even know.
It's just a butthole coming closer.
It's just I was like, this is fucking gross. So this is what every person at the show floor, if you said yes to watching their trailer, this is what you were getting.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't I watched you do it from the sidelines, and someone had recorded you
Yeah.
doing it, and like you went
I knew,
viral. You were messing with them.
yeah, because I knew the guy. I saw the guy there. I'm like, oh, he's gonna, this guy's gonna do his watch. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna act all stupid. And yeah, he took a, yeah, they took a picture of it or whatever video, but not. I mean, I didn't fuck with them nearly as bad as I fuck with Bethesda people.
Yeah, that was amazing. Watching people try to stay in character while you answered their questions in the absolute worst way.
Yes.
And they did great.
They did great. They're professional because I was super annoyed that we were waiting in this line and we did this thing and then we found out there's no game behind this.
Yeah, there was nothing to play.
This Bethesda thing for I think Fallout 76
Yeah.
was all literally just you were just going to go into these little tiny rooms that were set designs and the actor was going to act out something and then you would go to a next room and then there was no gameplay. They didn't even show you a video.
They do at the very, very end. You left before it happened. You just walked out.
Because I had a ukulele appointment or something, but like your reward at the end was like a bottle of soda, and I was like, "Fuck!" It's like we don't even get to play it. Like,
yeah, you go into a theater at the very end. They hand you a bottle of soda, and you watch like a little trailer at the very end. But you're doing the questionnaire to get your stats on the Pip-Boy. So at the end of it, you also got like a little card with your stats, and a Nuka-Cola. It was a wild waste of time, but I enjoyed it.
I mean, it was so much pomp and circumstance, and they didn't even let you play the game. And I'm like, just give me the soda, and like, just roll the trailer in your booth the whole time. Like,
it's not the actor's fault.
It wasn't the actor's fault, but I was like so annoyed that Bethesda was doing this to us. I was like, okay, you know what? Fuck you guys.
It just feels like you're bullying me, Bethesda. Announce Elder Scrolls 6, you son of a bitch.
Oh my god, did you see what's happening with that game? Like all the like leads and directors of like quit
are all leaving. Yeah.
There was the one guy who was like he was promised like lead position and then Todd just gave it to someone else years later. Yeah. Anyways, and it was just like
I'm gonna go ahead and say that game is cursed. It is never coming.
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls generally might be dead.
No, it makes too much money. There's no way.
Elder Scrolls 6 is never coming out. Maybe they'll finally remake Morrowind.
No, they're gonna do Elder Scrolls 6. I think that'll be like a Bethesda Hail Mary. Like they're definitely doing it. No, I think they're definitely doing it because I think there's they've probably already reached the point of saturation with Skyrim, and I think Fallout 76 while it came back.
It had a huge comeback. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not going to survive. It's not going to last forever. So, I mean, I think there's a rumor that they're remaking Fallout 3 right now, like the way they did Oblivion, that the next one up is a Fallout 3 remake because the show's so hot.
Really though? Remake Fallout 1.
1? That's like a 2D game.
Yeah. Remake it as a 3D game.
Oh, no, that would be effort, man. You can't do that.
What the fuck is this? Remake 3. Right, you got Liam Neeson. I get it. I liked 3. It's fine.
Yeah, and I heard they're doing either a remake or remaster of New Vegas as well. Wow. Yeah, that's the rumor. Fallout 3 is next, and then maybe New Vegas. And then we'll get to a Fallout 5, of course, someday, but
so then eventually we'll get to Elder Scrolls 6.
Well, yeah, and I think man, I think the show has probably done so much goodwill for Fallout that now they're probably more in a Fallout mood than an Elder Scrolls mood.
I haven't watched the season 2, but apparently it really dropped off for season 2.
Oh, did it?
I don't know. That's what I was told. Is that like the first season is great and then second season is pretty rough so far, but I haven't watched any second season, so it's not my opinion. It's just hearsay. On that note, we do have patrons to thank. I want to say one thing regarding game preservation. If you sail the high seas, it's a lot easier to preserve these games. Just saying.
Well, if anything, I think if anything, if you're to every company that's still in business right now, you should be ashamed if sailing the high seas is an easier and more stable way to play your product than whatever you sell it on. If it's easier and more stable to do that, then you have a fucking issue. You should rectify that.
These companies have a lot of issues. On that note, we have patrons to thank. If you're interested in becoming a patron at any level, please check out patreon.com/YoVideogames podcast. Dude of the week is Donglemeister. Thank you, Donglemeister. And our producers for this episode are Dragon Wolf Makoto, Donglemeister, Zybernite, Tech Turtle, Screwdami, LCL Mayhem, and Ziggy Z. Thank you, dudes. We'll catch you next time.
Later, dudes.